making my way to a trail called Ridge Run that I've never been on, and I'm gonna take this blue high roller to get there. All right, I don't know what to call this trail system, but I've been riding in it the last couple times. I haven't ridden in, I think, 3 weeks. I missed 2 weeks for sure. And yeah, I was riding Lemon Orchard a bunch, and now this is Ridge Run. This is the start of it, I guess. I rode a little bit of it just to get to the beginning. Just because of accessing it. I wanted to ride it both ways today. I don't know if we'll have enough energy to do that, honestly. But I went on Lemon Orchard for a hot second and then turned off onto a blue called High Roller, and that connected to Ridge Run, and then I finished off Ridge Run so I could get to the beginning. Now, it's really beautiful. I can say that right away. It's listed as a green, but there's some real blue spots for sure. I took a descent that I don't think I've ever seen on a green before, and you'll see it on the climb, and maybe if I do it on the way back. But there's some exposure, a bridge, roots, steep. I'm probably not going to make that climb on the way up right here, so you'll get a closer look at it. But anyway, first time really riding this thing, and That's better. A little less noisy. Um, is it July 18th? It's still a bit noisy because they take a long time to shut down. I need to empty this, but I'm really behind on vlogging stuff, and I don't know. I'm in that space where I might want things to be more regular. I haven't decided, but I feel like it right now, so that's what I'm doing. This is the makeshift studio space that I have made in the interim. Interim for months. I don't know how long this will be accessible to me. It could be a couple days. It could be a couple weeks. Until other stuff needs to happen, repairs for drywall and whatever else. So yeah, this is the space I have made and have been working in. This leak is new. I don't know where it's coming from, but there is a leak coming from somewhere, it seems. So that's new, and that's a little update. It has been 2 weeks now that we've had these 2 dehumidifiers in here. They're still pulling a lot of water, so I don't know. And it's a ridiculous amount of money to. It's a ridiculous amount of money for these 2 humidifiers. For 2 weeks, we're talking quadruple digits. So that's fun. Turns out that was not a leak. Turns out that was cat pee. So that's fun. Cat pee in the studio. The litter boxes being right outside the door is not enough. Yeah, I've got to like close the studio off when I'm not there now, and yeah, I don't know much about cats. I haven't lived with cats for long. I've never really wanted cats. I'm allergic to cats. Cat stories to start off this morning. Anyway, yeah, that was not a leak. That's a good thing. I made a big change to the office, so I had to basically take all the finished art that was downstairs and put it somewhere. So like the living room just has like random, it's just like piles of art around the house, and there's just a lot of things that are in places where they normally do not go. But one of those things was this 48 by 60 piece that wasn't up in the house. And my office is a mess right now, or the office, I should say, is a mess right now. But there's one 48 by 60 there, there's a 48 by 48 there. In the living room, there's a 48 by 60 as well. They're all landscape. But this, I really like it there. It kind of scares me because I forget that it's there because it's only been there for a day. Or like, I guess it's been there two days. And I walk by, or I'm going in, I'm like, whoa. Like, it's just so big, and there's, like, no room for anything else on that wall. But I really like it. It's also not straight, and I don't know what's going on with it that I can't get it to straighten out, but I can't. So, I don't care. But it's just really big and monumental, and I think that any of the 48 by 60s, like, that's just the biggest I've ever worked on canvas, and so any one that I've done has felt like once I've completed it, I feel like the standard is almost higher than some other things that I've done. And the lighting in here is garbage right now, so I don't think I'll be able to fix much of that in the editing process either. But yeah, I just really enjoy it being in this room and feel like it's inspiring, just to know that I accomplished that and feel good about it, and I can still look at that and just like reflect on how I resolved the piece and just like what's working with it and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, I just enjoy having that there, is my story. And that's just because it was downstairs in storage, and then the flood happened and it needed to go somewhere, and it was sitting over here for a long time behind that chair, against the mirror closet. It was just standing there on the floor, and I was like, well, why don't we just put it up on the wall? So I had to move some things around, but yeah. I'm just gonna wrap up this vlog. Not a super good day. We finally got water in the basement again, so that's a thing. Yeah, we had held out, like, we had a bunch of rain over the past couple of weeks since that initial, like, flooding happened, but we never got water back into the basement. We've also had dehumidifiers running for weeks now, and they're just still pulling water. Like, it just doesn't seem to be doing a lot. And they're incredibly expensive, which I've already illustrated, so that's fun. And, yeah. There's water in the basement. So, I don't know. It's yeah. I don't even want to get that much into it. In the vlog this week, there was some biking and the other stuff that you saw. I think what I'm going to do is, now that I've kind of remembered what I was doing before, and it was different because it was a weekly approach, and so every time I picked up the camera for the first time after I had like a day. I had like that I would stop vlogging and start vlogging and call that a week on a specific day, and then have time for editing and all this other stuff. It was very regimented before, and now it is not, which is what I needed, because this isn't anything I need to commit to, and I don't have to do this. But if I am going to do it, it's really difficult for me to do it halfway. So it's like, I want things to be smooth, I want the editing to be better, I want things to be more cohesive and linear and make more sense. Because why am I putting this up? Why am I communicating if it doesn't really make much sense? But it was kind of difficult to find a way to do that halfway. And I think I just need to remember some things, like, like doing an intro, doing an outro, realizing, like, okay, am I in the middle of a week? Like, I don't know. It's different because I'm not doing a week at a time. I'm just doing, I don't even know what. But I think when I've done this being the outro to this vlog, I think I have to just mentally tell myself, like, okay, if I pick up that camera again, that is starting a new section, a new week or 2 weeks, or a new vlog. It's starting a new episode, or whatever you'd want to call it. I do have some conversations planned. I think I will get to one of them tomorrow in this new cycle and start doing more of those things again, because there are a couple like art conversations that I want to have as well. As well as getting into ASD stuff that I put on the back burner for quite some time. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say right now, but we'll see you on another time. And hopefully things will be more cohesive and a little more detailed, and just, I don't know, I get really stuck, again, doing I don't work well in the gray. It's like white or it's black, and so it's really difficult to and I've had this difficulty a lot of times before, where I'm wanting to give detail about what is going on in my life, but it involves other people, and then I can't give all the detail that I want for a lot of different reasons. That becomes really challenging for me, and that's always been that way. And I'd rather everything be transparent. It's really difficult to share 30% or share 50% or even share 70%. Anyway, I'm going to shut my face and try to figure out how I want to do things moving forward.